The smartest money on Wall Street is quietly preparing for something most people can't see coming. While everyone's celebrating record highs and talking about AI revolutions, legendary investors are positioning exactly like they did in 1928, right before everything changed. And the patterns are so identical, it's like history handed us a playbook. I'm about to show you 5 similarities between 2025 and 1929 that should make you pay attention. More importantly, I'll reveal what the ultra-wealthy are doing right now to not just survive what's coming, but profit from it. Because the signs aren't just similar to 1929. In some cases, they're worse. Let me start with something that should have made headlines but got buried. According to Berkshire's Q3 2024 filing, Warren Buffett is sitting on a record $325.2 billion in cash. That's the highest level in the company's history. Ray Dalio has been publicly recommending significant gold allocations, telling investors to consider meaningful hard asset position. When these guys start moving to defense simultaneously, history says you better listen. But here's what's terrifying. In 1929, regular people trusted the experts who kept saying everything was fine right up until the crash. Today, we actually have the data to see the patterns forming, and those patterns are screaming warnings backed by hard numbers. The first similarity will shock you. In 1929, wealth inequality hit levels not seen since the Gilded Age. The top 1% controlled about 24% of all wealth in America, according to Federal Reserve historical data. Today, Fed data shows the top 1% controls approximately 30 to 35% of total wealth, based on the latest survey of consumer finances. We've blown past 1929 levels by a massive margin. And here's the scary part. Every time in history when wealth got this concentrated, economic catastrophe followed. The New York Fed's latest household debt report shows credit card debt hit $1.13 trillion. Personal savings rates have dropped to levels not seen since 2008. The foundation is cracking. Wait until you see parallel number 2. That one should terrify policymakers. The second parallel is exactly that terrifying. In 1928, margin debt reached astronomical levels. People borrowed $9 for every dollar they owned to buy stock. When prices turned, leveraged positions created a domino collapse. Today, FINRA data shows margin debt crossed over $1 trillion in mid-2025. That's nearly triple pre-2008 levels. But individuals aren't the only ones leveraged to the hilt. Corporate America has borrowed approximately $12 trillion according to S&P Global's latest debt tracker. Much of this borrowed money went to stock buybacks instead of productive investment. The third pattern is happening right before your eyes. In 1929, there was widespread belief that technology had changed everything, that old economic rules no longer applied. Radio, automobiles, and electricity were going to create unlimited prosperity. Today, everyone's convinced AI will solve every problem and justify any valuation. But history teaches us something crucial. Every bubble gets justified by revolutionary technology that's supposedly different this time. The railroad boom, the 1920s tech revolution, the dot-com era. They all had the same narrative. And reality eventually caught up every single time. Today's AI darlings trade at valuations that make previous bubbles look reasonable. Some companies sport price-to-earnings ratios above 50. But parallel number 4 is where things get really scary. Here's where 2025 is actually scarier than 1929. Back then, speculation was mostly in stocks. Case-Shiller data suggests real estate prices are significantly above historical income ratios. Cryptocurrency market cap fluctuates around $2.5 to $3 trillion based on CoinGecko tracking, built largely on speculation. The fourth similarity should worry policymakers most. In 1929, rising trade tensions and currency instability made countries prioritize themselves over global cooperation. The result was beggar thy neighbor policies that deepened the depression. Today we're seeing the same script. Trade conflicts between major powers, supply chains being weaponized, currency manipulation accusations flying. But there's a modern twist that's worse. In 1929, countries could devalue currencies for competitive advantage. Today, central banks worldwide are printing simultaneously. When everyone devalues at once, nobody gains advantage, but everyone gets asset inflation. Everything from real estate to stocks to bonds is priced in currencies losing purchasing power. The fifth parallel is the most chilling. In 1929, Federal Reserve and government officials consistently downplayed risk. Fed Chairman Roy Young assured everyone the economy was excellent. Treasury Secretary Andrew Mellon called market troubles a healthy cleanup of speculation. They had complete confidence in their management ability. Today's rhetoric sounds identical. Officials talk about soft landings and controlled adjustments. But here's the problem. The tools they're counting on are the same ones that failed in 1929, just supersized. According to the Fed's H.4.1 report, their balance sheet sits around $6.7 trillion as of mid-2025. Federal debt has climbed past $34 trillion and rising. When crisis hits this time, what ammunition is left? While regular investors miss these patterns, the ultra-wealthy are positioning like smart money did in 1928. They're not just preparing for trouble, they're positioning to profit massively, and you can follow the same playbook on any scale. The wealthy understand something crucial about crashes. They don't destroy wealth, they redistribute it every single time throughout history. Study 1929 carefully and you'll see the crash didn't happen overnight. Warning signs flashed for months. Smart money started exiting early. They saw the leverage, the speculation, the disconnect between prices and reality. The people who got wiped out believed it was different that time. Today we have better data and faster communication than 1929. The warning signs aren't just visible, they're glowing. Yet most people are making identical mistakes their ancestors made. They're believing narratives instead of trusting numbers. They're following crowds instead of following smart money. Right now, we're in the denial phase where problems get explained away. But the smart money has moved to acceptance.